The only thing I'm going to say before you continue
Okay.
on that with that is that the thing is that this whole thing was set up to be a catalyst for us.
Right. Right.
The
No,
whole
absolutely.
entire thing. So when you can
Yeah,
see that, when
that's
your
where I'm
eyes
going.
are open to the game, because that's really it is, it's a game. When your eyes are
Yeah.
open to the game and you see the rules of both sides, you've literally become the playbook because you see both sides and you're like, oh, I see how this thing is working. And then as soon as you know the rules and you've become them and you are them as a sefer, as a book, which is stuff that my husband's been sharing and is going to continue to share, you no longer have to play the game. The whole intent
Right.
was for us to see the game so that we could excuse ourselves from it. It literally, there's the law of the release, and this is why Ken was writing all of the stuff that he was in poetic form, was to say the escape clause, that's what that last one was, the escape clause, is so that you can be released from that system of duality that was sent intentionally to provoke you.
Right.
Intentionally.
Right.
For your greatest, listen, for your greatest good.
For your greatest experience.
For your, yes.
In God.
Yes, yes. Now, I want to share something with you and then I'll let you go, because I was looking at the word Chabal this morning again, because I was looking at it. So you hear people talk about the Chabal, and when you look at the meaning and the definition of Chabal, but I saw something very, very different today. Very, very different today. And Ken is working on stuff that I don't even know if we're going to be able to release it because it's too complicated. Like, we can follow it, but I think it's too complicated for people that haven't gone into the language. If you haven't gone into the language.
Okay, these teachings are only for initiates. Okay?
Right, exactly. Because if you haven't entered into that place of initiate, there's no way you're going to be able to track it at all. And so Ken and I were talking about that this morning. He's like, how do I bring this forward? And I said, well, and truly, that is not our responsibility. It's not our responsibility to make it available for the general public viewing, because they aren't ready for it yet. If they're still sound asleep, and again, this is not coming from a place of judgment at all. This is the recognition of the game, the players that are on the board, the chess pieces. This is just recognition of what is in this inverted reality. It's not the truth. And so when you recognize this, you're stopping judging. I'm not putting blame on anybody, but I want to bring forward, to connect to exactly what you were saying. This is what I think is so profound. And this is why I have been saying that the languages need to be married again, because when they pulled them apart, they were taking essences out that were in the original form to give you the fullness to see the game. So if you pull one side out and then you just give Hebrew, you're going to get locked into duality and you're never going to see what really happened. But as soon as you bring and you interlace and weave them back in together, the word Chabal has the word love in it.
Of course it does.
In Aramaic, het, bet, and then it ends with the lamed. So the Chabal, they love us so much that they chose to be in that position of the Chabal to provoke us, to urge us, to prick us, to prod us, because they were given the staff of authority by Father. So when we get in that place of judging and we blame it all on the Chabal, they did the greatest, they have done the greatest service to all of us by becoming the enemy, by becoming that negative entity to poke and prod and get you out of your limited sheep capacity that wants to be controlled and manipulated, so you can rise up into your own sovereignty and learn to say no. Right,
exactly.
And one last thing, because it's het, bet, lamed. This means those who were separated from life, inverted heart. Bet lamed is the word for heart. That means a fearful and anxious heart. So they were sent sent to provoke that. So on the inside,
right.
it's so that you can rise up. And so now I see it completely different. I'm like, oh my God, because I didn't connect the Aramaic back into it. And as soon as I saw it this morning, I mean, I already knew about us Eunice. I already knew that which we've been saying is the negative entities are actually are benevolent beings. I already comprehend. I already got that in here. I already got it. But when I saw the letters this morning and saw the word love, the Aramaic word for love, and they got the staff of authority from Father, it changed the whole thing.
Yeah.
Completely.